Hello viewer. In this video I am going to talk about communication breakdown. So, let's get started. What is communication breakdown? Communication breakdown is defined as a failure to exchange information, resulting in a lack of communication. Communication is a necessary tool for survival, everyone does it. Animals communicate through sounds and gestures while humans communicate predominantly through words. Poor communication often results in conflict and stress, especially when it happens in the workplace. These types of communication breakdowns happen when one or both parties misunderstand what the other is saying. This is especially prevalent now when most employees are forced to work from home due to the pandemic. Digital communication is less personal than in-person communication, which can create a breeding ground for unproductive communication and misunderstandings. If not handled correctly, workplace miscommunication can result in low morale, decreased productivity, and a less friendly work environment, which is something you should avoid at all costs. Communication breakdown occurs because of some certain barriers. What are these certain barriers? There are 4 barriers to communication. 1 is the physical barriers. Physical barriers are natural or environmental condition that act as a barrier in communication in sending the message from sender to receiver. For example, people talking too loudly, noise from a construction site, loud sound of a karaoke, and blaring jeepney horns. Second is psychological barriers. Psychological barriers are called mental barriers. These refer to social and personal issues of a speaker towards communicating with others. For example, trauma, shyness or lack of confidence, depression, and fear or stage fright. Third is cultural barriers. Cultural barriers pertain to communication problems encountered by people regarding their intrinsic value, beliefs, and traditions in conflict with others. People's culture affects the way they communicate and relate to others. For example, different beliefs, traditions and customs, manners of dressing and speaking. Last one is linguistic barriers. Linguistic barriers pertain conflicts with regard to language and word meanings. Because words carry denotative and connotative meanings, they can sometimes cause confusion and misunderstanding. Meaning of words and symbols also vary depending on culture. For example, difference in language, accent and dialect, use of jargon and slang, speech defects or language impairments. According to the author Kathleen Verderber, 1991, there are also similar kinds of barriers called noises. There are 3 types of noises. First is external noises. External noises are the sight, sound and other stimuli that draw people's attention from intended meaning. For example, noise from vehicles, singing at the neighborhood, visual aids in front of the classroom, the dog barking, the sound of airplane. Second is internal noises. Internal noises are the thoughts and feelings that interfere with meaning. For example, confrontation with a friend, fear of speaking in front of the class, racial prejudice. Third is semantic noises. Semantic noises are the alternate meanings aroused by a speaker's symbols. This idea means that a word may have another meaning in the minds of the students. This is affected by the language in which they grew and the culture in which they are exposed. For example, incorrect grammar, using excessive technical jargon, using idiomatic expressions. By recognizing what may be a barrier to communication, we build awareness of what might be happening when we communicate with others. These and many other barriers can cause disconnection between people and cause misunderstandings. Communication performs many functions, such as informing and generating awareness, educating, persuading, motivating, entertaining, etc. The functions of communication in an organization are to inform, persuade, and motivate. Effective communication clarifies information, reducing wasted time. Helps builds relationships, teamwork, and trust. Helps to develop your knowledge base, which helps you make better life choices. Thank you for watching this vlog. I hope you learned something about communication breakdown.